back, episode 4.
Did you miss us?
We just got done recording our 3rd episode, our Halloween one. We hope you guys enjoyed. Amanda's sucking down her vape.
Sorry, I'm smoking my strawberry flavored air. But yeah, wasn't it so scary, guys? I know you were trembling and hiding under your covers.
Welcome to Yapville,
Hi.
episode 4.
This is Amanda.
This is Taryn, and our topic today is revenge. So we have some Am I the Asshole revenge stories, because I don't know about you, but I love a good revenge movie.
Oh, I love revenge stories because I'm always like, I know people say revenge, you shouldn't have revenge, but I love it.
Oh, yeah. There's
I'm a vengeful bitch. Is that the word, vengeful?
Maybe. There's literally no reason to be the bigger person.
No, bye. I don't care.
I love stooping down to your level.
Actually, I don't know. I say that now, but I feel like I am kind of like the bigger person in a lot of situations.
I'm very petty.
Physically too, girl. Anyway.
Do you want to get started or should I?
I can go first. You went first yesterday. You went first an hour ago.
Okay.
All right. This is coming from True Off My Chest, Clean Stable, 7973. And it's titled, Tomorrow I'm Going to Ruin His Life. I have been with him for 3 years now. We planned on getting married when our lives settled down. I wanted to start a family with him. I loved him more than anyone else in the world. I've sacrificed so much for him, moved away from my home, turned down jobs so I could stay with him, and stood by his side as he started to go back to school. I gave him my world, and he cheats on me. I feel like this is a topic every fucking week. I found out over a month ago. The scumbag got cocky, and I found out he was cheating on me with 2 different women. One is a TA at his university. The other is his best friend's girlfriend. Sounds like a great, outstanding guy.
2, damn.
I am livid. How do guys have this much time on their hands?
Wow.
How do you have time to do all that? Have a whole ass girlfriend, fiance, or whatever, and then have 2 girls on the side?
If he wanted to, he would.
That's just crazy. That sounds like way too much work. I am livid. I write this post choking back venom. I loved him so much. He was my world, but now he will be the world I burn to nothing but ash.
Hell yeah, girl.
A woman scorned. I paid for everything once he quit his job last year to go to school. I was more than happy to help him. I make enough to support us both. The only upside is that the student loans are in his name with no connection to me. It will hurt to push the scumbag out to the sea, but I will survive. I have held out for a month, enough time to create what I call the day his world burns. Tomorrow we are hosting a party. I arranged for his family to come, but my family will sadly not be able to make it. I have packed everything valuable already, and the suitcase is in the back of my car. My brother will come during the event tomorrow to take the car that is in my name that the dirtbag drives to my parents' house. The joint account, which is all my money anyway, is already empty. The event will be great, and he thinks it's for us to announce our engagement to his family. What will happen in reality is I will announce my departure from his life. I've already taken a job out of state and have lined up a new place to live. I will start by telling everyone what he is into. The screenshots of him asking his friend's girlfriend to piss on him and the many other fantasies his degenerate mind came up with will be passed around. I will hand him a notice to vacate as I've already broken our lease. Goddamn. We need to be out by the end of the month. I will end off by informing him that I already reported that he was sleeping with the TA for one of his classes the previous semester to his university, and that I am sad I won't be able to see the fallout from that. His friend also has a message for him that I would deliver, informing him that his friend group never wants to see him again as well. And with that, I will leave, not look back, and I will set his life on fire and walk away. God damn. Don't ever cheat on this woman.
I'm almost wondering if she's a Virgo, because that is so well thought out and organized. I love it.
It's really organized.
I love
like,
it.
she thought about this. There is updates, by the way.
Imagine, like, he is diabolical. Like, cheating on his girlfriend with his TA and his best friend's girlfriend. He doesn't give a shit about anyone who loves him.
His girlfriend who, like, supported him financially and, like, everything.
That's, like, wild. That is so Like, you know, he probably would have broken up with her before that if she wasn't doing all that. He was just using her.
Yeah. So there is an update. He posted again. Yesterday I was supposed to ruin his life.
Did she not go through with it?
I don't know. It says supposed to. I had hoped that it was a happy accident. Literally a car killing him before I had the chance. But no. I don't know how many men in the world are currently cheating on their soon-to-be fiance with their best friend's girlfriend and a TA. However, the one who mattered in my plan found my Reddit post. I called his mother and I found out he had run home to his parents. He told them that we had a fight and that they were probably through. I was in a slam livid. His mother asked me what had happened as he had left out a few details. So I decided to tell her that he was cheating on me with a TA and his friend's girlfriend. I soon heard shouting before she hung up. I texted my ex that he had until the morning to return my fucking car before I reported it stolen, and he sent the screenshots of all his texts to his parents and siblings. My car was sitting in my driveway when I woke up. I contemplated sending the screenshots anyway, but his mother sent me a heartfelt text yesterday apologizing for her son's actions, and I feel they deserve to be spared from his degenerate actions.
No. That reminds me of, like, when your parents have enough money to get stupid frat boys out of trouble and they get a slap on the wrist. Like, no, he did this to himself.
I and my father will be moving all my stuff today, and I won't be coming back after that. I know you'll be reading this, you cheating fuck. You're a cowardly piece of shit. Just know I am not above sending out all the screenshots if you ever dare to come back into my life. Oh, and your ex-friends all know about your piss and scat fetish. I can't control what they do with that information, so good luck with that. God damn. Yes, queen.
I love it. I love revenge. That sucks that her plans got all messed up because of Reddit.
I'm just reading some comments. Everyone's saying, well, it was probably for the best.
No. Imagine seeing his face during that. That would have been epic.
No, it would have been epic.
I don't know why I said epic. It was coming out of my mouth and my brain was saying, why are you saying epic?
That would be so totally epic.
It would be incredible.
No, it would be, but Reddit has to ruin it. It's fine. I mean, she still had everything planned, you know? Mm-hmm. He's still out, whatever. And I'm sure he found out about that Reddit post and his face probably went fucking white.
It had 78,000 upvotes and 10,000 comments.
That's crazy.
14,000 shares.
Well, good for her. She got it together. And she said, you know what? Some girls stay with men when they cheat. Mm-hmm. I was there, girl. Good for you.
Get the fuck out.
Right. It's never going to be the same.
Will you wiggle the mouse, Mama?
Yes, Mommy.
On to the next one. This one is coming from Am I the Asshole? From Charming Tension 7455. The title is, Am I the asshole for getting mad at my mother-in-law for getting my sons baptized behind my back and banning her from taking my children to her house?
No.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, guys, I need some point of views outside my bubble because I don't know if I'm overreacting about this. Like, everyone seems to think that I am, but I also think my mother-in-law overstepped. My mother-in-law, 57 female, and I, 35 male, don't have the best relationship. To be honest, I don't really like her because of what she did to my husband, 36 male, her son. She disowned him when she found out he was gay and didn't talk to him for around 10 years. She only got back to her son's life about 3 years ago. After she reached out to him, I didn't even know her. She didn't even come to our wedding either. My husband and his mom have reconciled and he has made her a part of our lives. She is a nice grandma to our kids, 5 male and 5 male, and seems like a nice person, but what I don't like is that she always criticizes the fact that I'm an atheist. My husband tries to set boundaries multiple times, but she keeps on, not as before, but she still does. My husband is also Christian, but we have agreed that we won't talk to our kids about any religion. It's up to them, when they are old enough to believe in whatever they like. Sarah, mother-in-law, likes to spend time with the kids, and we allow her because, again, she's a nice grandma. This past Sunday, she took them, as usual, and brought them back in the afternoon. When they came back, the kids started telling me about getting in a pool and people wearing white around them. I asked Sarah what that was, and she said she got them baptized. I got mad at her because she knows what I think about religions and imposing them to little kids. She knows what my husband and I agreed on, and she decided to disrespect all boundaries we set and still have the nerves to tell me it's their father's religion. They'll end up following Jesus and the true faith anyways. I got even madder and told her that she isn't any longer allowed to spend time with them alone or take the kids to her house. I also told her to get her nose out of the way my husband and I educate our kids. She started crying, calling me an asshole who wants to destroy the bond she has with my kids, and she also told me I was overreacting. Her husband says I'm the asshole for being rude to her. My mom says that I was too rude and a baptism wasn't a big deal. My husband says that he understands that she overstepped but thinks I went too hard on her and is also sad I banned her from taking the kids home. Some other people say that I'm the asshole and I'm overreacting. But seriously, I mean, this woman disrespects our wishes and underestimates the way we raised our kids and even told me she knows better. I mean, I have no problem if my kids decide to be religious in the future, but I want it to be their own choice. I mean, is this even allowed? Do churches allow kids to get baptized without their parents' approval?
That is fucking insane.
I would be.
Oh my god, I'd be so.
My blood would be boiling. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in anything. I can't even call myself a Satanist because I don't.
Yeah, I know. I don't believe in that either. Was that agnostic? I don't believe in anything.
I think. I think atheist is like
hate
knowing there's a
God.
higher power. I don't know. I don't want to make myself sound stupid.
Yeah, we know nothing about religion here. This is not an educational podcast at all. So if you want religion advice, not here.
Go to church. I
don't believe in anything either.
Also, in my brain, I'm thinking, so the mom stopped talking to her son when she found out he was gay, and then came back into the life conveniently when he had kids.
Right.
It's almost like she's like, oh, I can have the little boys I always wanted as a son. I can make these guys be straight.
By baptizing them.
Yeah. I mean,
you will be straight because you'll be baptized.
But she's probably trying to slowly brainwash them. I mean, she's taking them once a week.
Yeah, probably to church and shit.
Yeah.
She's probably signing them up for straight conversion
therapy.
Like those straight camps. Pray the gay away.
I would literally, if someone took my kids, baptize them.
Without your consent.
That's like getting like your kid's ears pierced without your consent or something like that, you know? Like, if it's not your kid, you're not going to see it as a big deal, but when it's your baby, it's a huge deal. And it's so disrespectful.
Especially when these boundaries were already set.
Exactly.
About like religion. They get to decide what they want, which is really smart, by the way. When I was a kid growing up, and it's probably the same for you, I feel like this was normal for like 90s kids. It was very like, this is what religion you are. You have to go to church. Come to church with us. Like, I feel like that's not like that anymore now.
Did I ever tell you my famous bell story?
No.
So I
found out more and more about you every week, and I feel like I've known everything about you. It's so weird.
Okay, so when I was a kid, my grandma would make me go to Sunday school and religion class on Wednesdays. Never for a second did I ever believe. I would be like so mad because I had to leave cheerleading practice early on Wednesdays. So my grandma's a Lutheran, so I know a lot of people in high school are making like their first communion in 11th grade, but mine was, thank God, in 8th grade, and it was called a confirmation. And there was like a line of us kids who were all like in religion class, and it was our confirmation ceremony, and we all had to go kneel in front of this at the pew or wherever you take the bread and butter of Jesus, whatever it is. So we had
bread and butter, Jesus.
the bread and
body and
blood,
right?
Yeah, I think so.
This is ew. That's fucking sick and twisted.
It's a cult. They're all cults.
It actually is like a cult. Like I went to church not recently, probably in the last like few years. I'm like, this is fucking scary. Mm-hmm. I went to like respect my dad's mass or something. But anyway, go on.
So we all go kneel up at the pew one by one, and upstairs they ring a bell, and we are confirmed. I was dead middle of the line. Go up and kneel at the pew. Guess whose bell isn't ringing? The man upstairs. Like literally there's a physical human upstairs ringing the giant bell. Not for me. It just like never rang. It's like they forgot a kid was there.
Of course it's yours.
And I remember I was in 8th grade and I was like, oh, this just confirms it's all fucking fake.
I dropped out of religion classes. My mom was having me take them, and then one day I was like, Mom, I don't believe in this. And she cried and cried, and I was like, I'm sorry, I just don't. So I never got my first communion.
I was lucky enough to be able to not go anymore after those. My grandma was like, just make your confirmation. 'Cause I would like sit there and fall asleep in church. She's like, just make your confirmation and you won't have to come anymore. And I'm like, okay. And then I stopped.
Now you can get married in the church.
Hell yeah. I'm not getting married either.
That's what that is, right? That's what that's all for, is that you can get married in a church. Confirmation.
Oh, I have no idea, honestly.
I thought that's what it was for. When I was a kid, I thought it was you needed like permission to take the body and blood of Christ. Like I thought that's what religion classes were for. But when I would go to church after that, I would do it. I'd be like, hell yeah, give me some of that bread. That shit's fucking slaps. Give me some of that body.
It was crackers at my church.
It was like those little wafers that like melt in your tongue.
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely gonna say OP is not the asshole.
Yeah,
this is
the story I had.
The overall vote was not the asshole. This is also 2 years ago.
Definitely not the asshole.
If OP ever.
And not overreacting.
It sucks that there's not really anybody on his side. Like everyone's just like, old people always get the get out of jail free card. Like it's not a big deal.
I believe that. Not to get too deep, and I don't want to get canceled. But I think that religion is the root of all evil.
We're not going to get canceled for that.
Okay, good.
And if you are religious, you don't have to listen to us. I am very strongly against religion.
I do think churches are beautiful, and I love the aesthetic. Mm-hmm. I want to live in one.
Okay, so somebody commented, yeah, in her mind, this is the only way to heaven and anything else goes to hell. I would not be surprised if I would not be surprised if she's thinking that since she can't save her gay son, she'll try to save her grandkids.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said.
Ding, ding, ding. She's an asshole.
She is an asshole.
And you want to know what you get for being an asshole? Your grandchildren taken away.
And you go to hell.
Yep. All right. Even though we don't.
Isn't that in the Bible or something? Like,
I don't believe.
Don't be an asshole.
I don't believe in heaven or hell, but I do believe in the rainbow.
Rainbow Bridge. You want to know something so sad?
What?
In the hurricane.
I don't want to know.
No. It's not about animal. Well, it kind of is, but it's not. I wouldn't tell you that. You know that like famous bridge that people put their collars on? Mm-hmm. It got destroyed in the hurricane.
Oh,
isn't that
yeah.
sad?
It's like a little bridge.
Yeah.
That is so sad.
It's so sad. I believe in after. Okay. Totally. Sorry. That was so fucking sad. But I guess I can't say I don't believe in anything because I do believe in an afterlife. Like I believe in ghosts.
I believe in reincarnation.
I don't know if I believe that either. I believe in past lives though.
Past lives.
I do believe in past lives and I do believe in afterlives, but I don't know what that means.
I believe in like psychics and mediums.
Me too, because I've had crazy psychic experiences. Like I used to be a skeptic, girl. Not after this
psychics episode.
Not after this random old little lady that I talked to at a fucking random Oktoberfest in upstate New York talked to me. Hell no. I believed everything that came out of her mouth. Shit was insane.
When was that?
Years ago. Okay. After my first boyfriend broke up with me. It was crazy. Okay. She really predicted everything in my life. And then I went to her years later after my dad died, and she was like, your husband just went to bed. To my mom. What? What do you mean? Anyway, sorry, guys.
I just want to save it because we should do a psychics episode.
Let us know if you want a psychics episode.
We're giving you one anyways. All right. Moving on to the next one.
Well, this one's a juicer.
I love a big juicy one.
Okay. My stomach just made a crazy sound. It's a...
Are you hungry?
No, I think it's the Chipotle.
Do you get guac on your Chipotle?
Not on my Chipotle because I feel like it's too much.
There's this girl.
It made me throw up before.
I remember. There's this girl that my friend Brian and I follow and make fun of. She's like one of those health food girls that's like only eat meat and eggs and bone marrow. Mm-hmm. But eat a raw steak for dinner. Like, girl, what? She will buy from Aldi. She'll buy these pre-made packs of guacamole, but she calls them avocado mash. It literally says guacamole on the carton, and she says avocado mash.
Girl.
I think she's racist. Seriously, she like goes to church, and
I think she's racist.
she also like somebody was like, "What podcast do you recommend?" on like Instagram story.
Yeah,
Instagram story questions, and she literally shared the fucking. Did you know that Joe Rogan did a Donald Trump interview podcast like a week ago?
So did Theo Vaughn.
Yeah, but I like Theo Vaughn.
I just do.
Does Theo Vaughn like Trump? Or was he just like unbiased?
I don't know. I mean, if we could have the chance to talk to Donald Trump, would we?
No. If I was Theo Vaughn, maybe for
the money.
Views, yeah.
I don't think we would. We're like two girls. What are we gonna say? You suck.
Fuck you, spit on him.
Yeah, right. You're a pig, Patooey.
Right.
Anyway,
got a little
Trump for
sidetracked.
clout. Did you see that someone was electrifying their Trump fences? I mean, their Trump signs. So when people tried like taking them out, they get shocked.
Oh my god,
that's crazy.
that is crazy.
These Trumpers are fucking insane.
All right.
Anyway, vote for Kamala Harris. Here's an absolute fucking juicer coming in from Am I the Asshole by Most Assistant. Am I the asshole for getting revenge on my neighbor? This is going to be a long story because this has been going on for a year, but here it goes. After a year ago, I moved into a trailer park. It was a very rural, I can't fucking say that word. Rural?
I couldn't say that before I worked for the post office.
Rural. How do you say it?
Rural.
It was a very rural.
Some people say rural.
Rural. My
Rural.
mouth actually doesn't allow me to say that. Rural. It's in a very.
Do you want me to say it? Well,
Yeah, like,
okay, ready?
like cut into it. Ready? It's in a very.
rural.
Don't sound just like me. It's in a very rural area, which is good for me. I like peace and quiet. It's nice and tranquil. Up until my neighbors started to be a nuisance. It was this family, which had a ton of kids, at least like 7 or 8, and a dog, a big dog, a Great Dane. It was fun for a while. They seemed okay. They invited me and some other neighbors for barbecues and everything, but as time passed, they got more and more annoying. Yeah, 7 or 8 kids, that's enough for me. First of all, their dog. They never watched their dog. They left it outside. He pretty much wandered all over the trailer park. Sometimes their dog would come over and play with my 2 dogs. But he also would come over and poop on my lawn, which is gross. I mean, it's bad enough having to pick up after my own dogs, but then I had to pick up their dog's crap too. So I just went over and asked them not to let their dog crap on my lawn. But they got rude and defensive about it. Well, your dog comes onto our yard, which was true, but my dog doesn't crap on their lawn, just to play with their dog, which they said was okay.
How do you know your dog's not crapping on their lawn?
That's true.
How would you know that?
How would you? Things were tense after that. Speaking of their dog, it kept coming over to my yard and getting into fights with my pit bull, which was not good. You can't have these big dogs fighting like that. So I told them to keep their dog off my property. They never listened and kept letting their dog run around the neighborhood, and unfortunately the dog ran into the road and got hit by a car and passed away, which was sad because the dog was actually pretty friendly, just had poor boundaries. Poor baby. So they got 2 new dogs, 2 Chihuahuas, from Great Dane to Chihuahuas. That's a fucking drastic change. They kept these 2 dogs outside 24 hours a day during cold, heat, and everything. They never let them in. The only place they were ever allowed to go was the tool shed. They could never come into their house. Their dog kept coming into my yard, so I complained again. They put their dogs in shock collars. But these dogs made me miss the Great Dane because these dogs bark at everything. It's like nonstop. All day it's just bark, 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 bark. Arf, 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 arf. I mean, I know dogs bark, but this was too much. Especially when the owners leave them out for hours, or really days at a time, and don't do anything to stop it. That's not annoying. They're being a nuisance to the entire neighborhood. So me and a couple of the other neighbors visited them and asked them to control their pets. They said, well, call the police if you don't like it, and slammed the door. This went on for months. It got really bad because it was an all-day, everyday thing. So eventually we did call the property owner. So property management visited them and told them that they need to keep the noise down. It got to the point that I had to call the police or the property owner almost once a week. They'd come over and tell me to keep their dogs quiet. I mean, I know that dogs bark, but when it goes on for 2 or 3 hours at a time, then yeah, it's a nuisance. It's not like I was calling on the first bark or anything. It was also made worse by the fact that they would just leave the dog alone and go away from the house, just leaving them alone in the yard when they're not home. That's so fucked up. My hand's going numb. Hold on. My carpet tunnel's acting up.
Carpet tunnel?
Yeah, my carpet tunnel. It's so bad when I first wake up in the mornings. I literally can't use my hands. So this went on for about 4 months. And then one time we called and they got a fine, a ticket. They started doing the right thing for a couple weeks at least. I finally had enough and called animal control and told them about the dogs being out and barking, and they took them away. I remember I went outside, I saw their young kids, at least 5 or 6, were crying. Why did the bad man take Lucy and Diaz away? Then the mother pointed at me. That man, he did it. He made them do it. So after a month, I got a visit from the property manager. They said that my dog had been going out into their property. This was actually really bad timing because it was my son's birthday. I was having a cookout with the family, and I actually invited them as an apology. They just told me to go to hell. So I started cooking burgers and setting up the picnic tables, and the next thing I know, I see the property manager coming up along with a police officer. She told me she got a complaint about my dog had been on the neighbor's property. So I asked which dog it was, and she said it was my pit bull, and that he was going over next door every day for the past 2 weeks. But the thing is, my pit bull actually passed away like a month and a half prior to this. I actually looked at their trailer and saw them peeking out the window while the manager was with me. I mean, I have another dog, a corgi. We keep him in the house or within my fenced backyard because he couldn't be trusted. He would wander off a lot. I explained the whole situation and she understood it, that they were getting revenge for getting their dog taken away, especially since the dog they complained about is dead, which was also a low blow to us because my son loved that pit bull and he was so upset once he heard about the neighbor and it reminded him of his dog. So after the party, I confronted them. I almost got into a fight with the dad. You know, if it wasn't in front of my kids right now, I'd kick your ass. So I walked out and he told me, watch your back. After a couple weeks, he started up again. His revenge on me. Keep in mind at this time, one was an office job and the other one was a nursing home. I worked all night and would sleep during the day. Because of this, I like a whole lot of noise. I mean, some ambiance is okay, but people being a nuisance is not okay. Here's how they got back at me. The whole clan, mom, dad, and kids, got on their driveway and started screaming their heads off, hooting and hollering and everything.
Did they have pots and pans too?
And this woke me up about 3 p.m. I usually get up at 6 p.m. for work. I bought earplugs, but it got worse. They started blowing air horns, and I swear I heard a saxophone in the noise. There was a chainsaw at one point as well. At night, when they weren't screaming, they would blast country music from their car radio, full blast. I mean, it would sometimes leave at 8 p.m. and get home around 4:30 or 5 a.m., and it was still playing full blast. This went on for almost a week and progressed each time. I thought they'd get bored, so I didn't call the police. You know, too much of a hassle. But I did call the police. My son couldn't sleep. He was so tired of it. They came, and even when they were over there, my neighbors still had the music playing. So anyway, they got a warning. A few weeks went by. I'm mowing my lawn. His wife came up to me, and she actually apologized and said that the father had been drinking too much and everything, and that she's ashamed of how petty he's being, and that she threatened to divorce him. Then the husband came up and grabbed me by the arm and grabbed her by the arm and scolded her for apologizing to the bastard. He told me how much my kids love those dogs and that I'm a homewrecker and his wife is divorcing him because of me. Oh shit. So later that day, he dragged out his amplifier to the porch and his guitar and played over and over again on full blast. So that night I had enough. I knew the police would be no help. So I grabbed the trash can from my bathroom full of used toilet paper and dumped it all over their lawn. I also sent a fake phone call to their home phone pretending it was the wife's lover.
Why would he do that?
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, he's an asshole.
Yeah. The next morning the fireworks went off. They argued and she started screaming, I'm tired of this. And she divorced him, took the kids with her. He started screaming that he loved her and to come back. You can't leave me. You can't leave me. Come back. Come back. Anyway, he had a bit of an emotional breakdown on the lawn and then started blaming me for what happened. To top it off, I'm actually considering hitting on my ex-wife. Am I at fault here? So am I the asshole for escalating this feud so badly that it caused a man to get divorced?
I
Yeah.
So he is the asshole for calling, and because you don't know, that man is clearly
Unwell.
and you don't know what he's gonna do to his wife. And that like is completely made up. Like the wife wasn't cheating on him for all we know. So he is a bastard. I mean, everyone sucks, but OP, you are definitely an asshole just for that last calling his wife and pretending to be her lover. Also, he had a trash can full of used toilet paper.
Yeah, why? Why
Why
did you use toilet paper? Why didn't you flush that, babe?
I mean, maybe I feel like some people have like backed up septic tanks, maybe, but like,
I mean, I have a septic tank and I flush all my toilet paper. I don't know. OP is in the comments being messy. People said, okay, I get the noise, like that is annoying, but really, you couldn't handle this like a normal person? Then you're thinking about hitting on his ex-wife. That's majorly scummy. And OP said, because the normal way didn't help, what else could I have done? Girl, there's a million other options you have before that. Someone said, everyone sucks here. You each took 2 steps further past what the other did. Be the bigger person. You should have kept on calling the property manager and or the proper authorities. And OP said, how did I take it too far? I think I was reasonable up until I got pushed too far. I mean, the cops didn't help, so I had to take matter into my own hands. That literally sounds like a villain.
well, look at what the guy said after that.
I had to take matters into my own hands. They said, fake phone call pretending to be his wife's lover is how far you went. The guy isn't innocent, but you didn't have to give him the straw that broke the camel's back. That was their marriage. On a lesser note, dumping your trash into their lawn. And OP said, hey, this guy's antics was affecting my boy's schoolwork. You can't mess with my kids. Besides, their marriage was on rocks anyway.
Yeah, but you don't know what he's gonna do to her if he finds out she's cheating on him. That's where he's the asshole.
Like, I understand. Like, he wasn't the asshole at first.
No,
like,
definitely not.
If they're really not taking care of their dogs, yeah, you need to get that situated. I hear about people all the time. They leave their dogs out and they don't give a fuck whether it's a snowstorm. Like, yeah, those people deserve to have their dogs taken from them.
For sure.
So he did the right thing in that aspect.
Yeah.
But it just went too he like became unhinged in the middle of all of this.
Yeah, I took it 2 steps too far.
It's like the movie The Lodge. Like they like gaslit them so much and like took so much abuse to the point where they just like snap and go, well, you want me to be a villain? I'll be a villain.
If you have not seen the movie The Lodge, I'm like their spokesperson. I love that movie. If you like psychological thrillers,
It's
so good.
Definitely a movie that is added to the fuck them kids list of movies.
So I'm trying to click on their profile, but nothing is popping up. I don't know if it's Reddit being silly or...
Oh, nothing. Failed to load user profile.
All right.
Everyone's saying he's the asshole.
Yeah.
Someone said, everyone sucks here. Sounds like a trailer park full of trashy assholes. And OP said, I'm not trailer trash. This sounds like a villain origin story. Like,
It sounds like Trailer Park Boys.
yeah, that was a fucking wild ride. He's the asshole. He went too far. At first, I was like, he's not the asshole. Why is everyone saying he's the asshole? And then I see why. Crazy, crazy men.
All right, on to the next one. This one is coming from Am I the Asshole from user WiseHall2842. The title is Am I the Asshole for Kicking Out My Pregnant Teenage Stepdaughter Over My Cat? This one got my blood boiling because everyone knows. If you don't know, I'm a cat lady. I have 5 cats and they are my life. I'm at the vet waiting room with my cat, so I'm gonna rush this and edit my grammar later. So I, 35 female, have been with my 45 male fiance for 3 years now, and he has 2 daughters. 22, who's a lovely girl, and the other daughter, 19, who I'll call Kim for the sake of the post. Kim has always had a bad attitude to everybody, especially me. Now, before everyone assumes, my fiance was already divorced from his ex 2 years before we even met. And his ex is a very nice person who I get along with well. So no, there's no hate from her end either. Kim is 3 months pregnant and living with us because we have more room for her and the baby. The baby daddy stays sometimes but has 2 jobs along with studies, so it's mainly just me who's taking care of her. So the main issue today, her boyfriend came over, so my fiance suggested we let them have the house to themselves and go for a walk. About 2 hours later, I came home and noticed my cat missing, who Kim hated and wanted me to get rid of. I asked her where he was, and Kim said she ran out the door, and I knew that was bullshit. Whiskey is an elderly cat who wouldn't go on the porch if I didn't bring him.
Oh no, I don't like where this is going.
That's weird because Kim refers to the cat as a girl and then a guy, but whatever. So I checked the Ring camera, and as expected, Kim threw Whiskey out and then ran her off.
Oh.
My fiance tried saying Kim is pregnant and her hormones are all over the place, and pregnancy brain messes with women, that he was going to bring up getting rid of Whiskey for the baby's sake anyways. The way I would have flown across the room and had been choking that bitch until she turned blue.
Oh my God.
I don't think I would be able to control myself.
I just saw red. I just literally saw the color red.
Okay. I was in tears till I looked over at Kim with a smug, satisfied look on her face, and I fucking lost it.
Oh my God, the smugness.
I got up in her face and screamed that she had 1 hour to find the cat or her shit would be in a dumpster and I was done being her slave. Yeah, in a dumpster on fire.
Mm-hmm.
She said she wasn't looking for the stupid cat and to back off as she was pregnant.
Oh
my fiance told me to calm down and we'd look for the cat. I told him no, I would look for my cat, and when I got back, his daughter better be gone, and if he has issues with that, he could go too, because I was sick of dealing with his little bitch daughter,
Period.
Who everyone, including her own parents and boyfriend, avoid. I didn't wait for them to respond. I did hear her crying, though.
Good.
As you know, I found my cat. He was hiding in some bushes. It took about 20 minutes to find him. When I arrived home, they were both in the living room, and my fiance said he wanted to talk, but first he said I owed Kim an apology. I told him fuck himself, and she better start packing. She's at her boyfriend's family's home as far as I know, and my fiance is not talking to me. So there is an update.
Fuck that whole family. Bye.
Dude,
Absolutely not. No questions asked. I don't care if it's your fucking daughter. 100%. I don't care if it could be the fucking Pope. I don't fucking care. They're fucking dead to me.
Dude,
I'm so mad for this
poor girl. I think the only thing that would make me not want to go to jail is the fact that my cat is elderly and I would have to be there the rest of their life. I would literally be in jail. My cats are my life, and I would kill for them. I would do anything for them.
No, seriously, I would do anything for my animals. I would die for them.
Hurt them like that and they got outside.
Imagine.
Guys, I have really bad OCD, and every night, I wish this upon nobody, every night I lay in bed, I go to bed late because my boyfriend wakes up early, and I'm so terrified of fire that I'm like, okay, if I fall asleep at 11 and he wakes up at 4:30, that's only 5.5 hours that the house could set on fire and we wouldn't be aware. Like, I don't know. But
because you think of your animals. I
always
think of that. Like, what is going to be the escape plan if my house sets on fire and the animals are in here? Like, how am I going to get them? Will I just open the door and let them go?
I want to
put
put
that they come back so they're just safe at least.
I want to put even like chicken wire or something around my bed so that they can't get under there, because that's what Jackson Galaxy says, but Colin thinks it's ridiculous. But
I don't think it's ridiculous. You never know what the fucking happened. Look what happened to me. A tree fell in my fucking house. Like, shit happens.
All right. Update. I didn't think I'd give at least this soon. So my now ex-fiance's oldest daughter reached out to me and asked my side. I'll call her Katie. She's an animal lover like myself. Her father asked to stay with her for a few nights because he said I was having a breakdown over my cat. He basically made out the cat escaped and I went after her poor in SpongeBob typing. Capitals and lower cases. Kim for not trying to catch him in her condition.
So he's downplaying it.
Kate is a very smart girl and she can see through the bullshit from a mile away and obviously knows her own sister, so she called Kim to ask her side. Kim was more honest and basically her and her dad planned, as some of you suggested, the plan was for her baby daddy to take the cat out a road dump. He wouldn't do it because, in Kim's word, he was a pussy. So I think they were going to dump the cat on a random road.
Oh my God.
So they got in a fight about it, and Kim, thankfully being lazy, just kicked Whiskey out and ran him out of the yard. Kate told me the way that Kim was talking about me and Whiskey, even if she doesn't move back, she would do something for revenge to Whiskey. So I decided to listen to Katie. My friends, the vet, his assistant, everyone here. And I called off the wedding, which is in a few weeks, and broke up with my ex-fiance by text. I don't give a fuck if it's immature or cruel. I've told him I'll box up his stuff for him and leave it for him to collect in a few days. Don't worry about Whiskey. I told my ex, call me, and he's coming over, so he'll be locked in a room safe, and I'm calling a 24-hour locksmith next. The begging and bullshit promises have already started, but my mind is made up, and I'm done being his ATM slave for him and his spoiled bitch of a daughter, Kim. Whiskey is fine, by the way, just a little shaken up. He's curled in my lap and refusing to move. There's like people in the comments being like, I don't like animals, but you did the right thing.
I do not like animals, first of all, but...
Okay, your pets are your part of your family. I hate when people have kids and get rid of their pet. It like blows my mind. Like, they're part of your family. If your dog needs to be trained, go train your dog. Like,
right, I know. Ugh. People that are like, I have to get rid of my dog because of my baby.
It's because people are late. It's so easy to just neglect your animal and forget that they're there. But they're living creatures.
They're gonna miss you, especially if you've had this dog or like, you know, this animal for years of its life, and then you're just like, well, I'm pregnant and I had a baby, so bye.
Yeah. I mean, I volunteer at a cat rescue, and it happens all the time. You just end up with 12-year-old pets. And honestly, life is short. Everyone should have what's going to happen to their pets in their will. Like, you can write up a will and just have it on a piece of paper in your dresser. You need a plan for everything. They're living creatures, and they deserve more love than humans, in my opinion.
I agree, because they're just so pure and innocent, and all they want is love. Fuck Kim.
Yeah, fuck you, Kim. You fucking bitch.
You're a bitch.
I hope your child is an animal lover and stops talking to you when they find out what you did.
The OP is an icon.
Yeah, for real.
Good for her.
And honestly, Whiskey is a blessing in disguise because... So luckily it was OP's house, but imagine, like, you're letting that bitchy daughter-in-law move in with her baby. She's gonna, like, think she's king of the castle. Like,
that already seems like it.
Yeah, she's gonna want to take over. I'm gonna refresh my Reddit because it's also not letting me see anything from this OP's, like if there's any more updates. I think this post was like paused because you can't comment on it anymore. This thread is now locked to an access of rule violations. I see that a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, OP, not the asshole.
She's not the asshole. She's a queen.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
This is our last episode before we hard launch our podcast.
Oh, I'm scared. I don't want to be perceived.
I do.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Please let us know if you... Look at this weird bump I have on my leg.
Ooh.
Touch it. It's like a callus.
I don't want to touch it.
Oh, thanks.
Touch my eczema.
Okay, well, on Friday you said my fingers are rotting. Girl, what? We got to touch so many cute farm animals on Friday. Anyway, oh my god, I'm getting sidetracked. I love you guys. Please tell us if you want to hear anything.
Yeah, any topics you guys want to request, leave it in the comments. Give us a 5-star review, please. And I think I want to do like a psychic episode next, maybe?
I really want to do the haunted attractions.
Ooh, the haunted upstate New York attractions. Yeah, that would be cool.
From our hometown.
Hell yeah.
Maybe we can be like, write in if you have any of these experiences, and 2 people will write in again.
Yeah, guys, write in if you have any, like, explain experiences, paranormal,
UFOs.
Aliens.
Yeah.
Just give us a write-in at yapvillepod@gmail.com.
And follow us on Instagram.
At yapville_.
Okay.
And thanks for tuning in, guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.